Hi guys, Michael Cromwell here, welcome to PCGMedia's PlayCast. Today we're checking out Square Enix's Nosgoth, which is it's a third-person combat game, free-to-play, set in the universe of Legacy of Kain. As I said, it is a free-to-play game, and as such we have some access to things that you wouldn't usually have as members of the press. And Tom's going to explain what those things are, so go ahead.
Yeah, so we've been given some sort of package of items. I'll show you on my screen. Yeah, so normally you'd only get, I think, the basic 3 classes per team, possibly even only 2 actually, unless I've changed that recently. But yeah, like the most recent one that's been released is the Deceiver. Here he is. There he is. Yeah, he's like the most fun one actually, because he's like the spy from Team Fortress. He can turn into the enemy team and that, and do little backstabs and things. But he'd normally be about £10 from the looks of it on the store, but that's been included with our little bundle. We've also been given a load of coins to spend for sort of boosters and skills and perks and pretty much everything.
Yeah, a lot of stuff that they didn't tell us about. But I think some of this stuff you get when you buy into early access on Steam anyway. I just don't know exactly what's different.
Yeah, well, we've pretty much got everything, apart from things like, you know, like founder symbols, if you're on the forums or whatever. I think we've got everything that's included in the top package, which I think is about £100 or $100, right. Which is quite a lot.
For a game that's free to play, that's quite a lot of money. And it does affect balancing at this moment. Tom, you played it more than I have, but you know that it actually does affect balancing quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't particularly say it gives you a huge edge, but in general, having options in loadouts and stuff is an advantage in itself. I mean, it certainly affects how much fun you'd have with the game. So.
Yeah, so it's pay for fun, huh? Right, we're on the vampire team. Now, in this game, it's humans versus vampires. The vampires can scale buildings and jump and even fly in some cases, and the humans are stuck quite firmly to the ground. And what that means is that the vampires have to jump around and get up close to the humans and melee them, whereas the humans stick together and defend themselves. So we've got mostly defensive and offensive abilities, and the humans are, I'd say, offensive more than anything else. I can see where my guys are at all times.
Right, I'm going to try and sneak up behind their enemy team and turn into one of them, and then do some sort of shenanigans.
Good plan.
There you go. I'm one of the archer men now. They're not going to see this coming.
In order to regen my health, what I have to do is I have to feed off the enemies, and that's quite difficult because the animation's quite long.
They did not see that coming. Oh, I avenged you though. I did a little thing where I pretended I was chasing you down and then you died, and I turned around as if I was upset I didn't get the kill.
Oh, you did. You loved that class in the press event, didn't you? That was like your main class.
I like the really cheesy classes.
You like being a trickster.
Fun. Yeah, that's just my personality.
You like playing it low key.
Exactly. That
was a pun.
Yeah, low key, the god of trickery.
Yeah,
I get it. That was a good joke.
I'm glad you explained it. Right, now what I'm going to do is my pounce ability on one of these guys, that guy. That lets me jump on top of him and slice his face off for a little while.
Oh golly!
Now I'm going to escape, which makes me indestructible, but I can't attack. So these guys, it is quite easy to kill the vampires, but at the same time, you generally get swarmed as the humans, which makes it a lot trickier. So if I go in alone as a vampire, it's very dangerous. I'm going to help Tom out there.
Thanks, man.
Oh, let's run away.
Run away.
Yeah, good plan.
They're pretty good, these humans. Like, they're putting on the pressure a lot.
Yeah, they are.
I need to feed on some humans. Yeah, to restore health in this, as a vampire, you have to find a human corpse and suck their necks.
And it takes a while, so it's not really something to rely on. Ah! I must escape.
Okay, I'm camouflaged again.
Right, now I need to execute a human and suck his blood, or I will die. But that's not very easy right now. Yeah, I see you there. Ah!
Oh, I shouldn't walk in the fire, should I? That was a bad idea.
Yeah, that is a bad idea. Damn.
Yeah.
This game runs on the Unreal Engine 3, so it admittedly, it looks okay, but it doesn't look great. I mean, it does look a couple, you know, three or so years out of date. I mean, what do you think about that?
It does the job. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look...
Yeah, but I mean, it's a game that
right.
it hasn't launched yet, and free-to-play games are supposed to have longevity and, you know, evolve. And
I wouldn't say it looks cheap, though, particularly.
No, it does actually look pretty nice for a free-to-play game, but then games on the Unreal
Whoa.
generally can quite easily.
Sorry, I didn't mean to, like, make monkey noises at you while you're speaking. I was playing one of the flying people, trying to pick one of them up, and then I just like landed comically in front of them.
The Sentinel. Right, yeah, we're getting bombarded up here.
We're not doing very well, are we?
We're not. Let's take him out. Oh. She's down.
So yeah, with an organised human team, it can be very tricky playing as the vampires actually.
And it can be really fun as well, but if you're playing in a pug on your own as the humans, it's really not a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly. In pub games where everyone's not particularly working together, the vampires will almost always win from my experience, like 90% of the games I'd say, just because it's much more suited to lone wolf sort of style, whereas the humans literally have to work together or
you're screwed.
They've got no chance.
Yeah. And that can make the human players kind of dickish. You know, they can be quite critical and very dotery in that respect. But you don't get to pick. I mean, at the start of every round, you start as either humans or vampires, then you switch halfway, and then it's the end after that. So both teams plays both. There's not much you can do about that. That's interesting. Jump straight into the fire. Crap.
Right, I'm gonna go as one of the big men, the big tyrants.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna.
We need to go and shake him up a bit, don't we?
Actually, I'm going to stick with the Reaver because I'm not a fan of the Sentinel. I haven't unlocked the Deceiver class yet.
If you go into the store next game, you can get him.
I haven't got into that.
He's not too good against this sort of team that's like just staying in one corner though.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that in a nasty way. They should stay in a corner.
No, yeah.
That's a good thing about the humans. They like sort of stake out an area. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's really interesting for a free-to-play game to have such a strict dynamic. I mean, it could do with it being a little bit slow-paced with longer rounds, and that's something that the guy that we met, Bill Beecham, kind of admitted to us. He said, you know, the pacing would be a little bit slower, you know, if it were up to him. But I think that to hook gamers nowadays, developers sort of think that you need super high, fast-paced action and really quick games. I don't think that's true, especially not in a game like this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the one thing we've both said is that we wish it was a little bit slower paced, if anything.
Yeah, definitely.
Just to crank up that sort of gothic horror sense that, you know, Mark of Kain's known for.
Yeah.
At the moment it's got a sort of Team Fortress C2 pace to it, I'd say.
Yeah, it has.
Which is nice, but...
It burns out quickly. In a similar way to Titanfall, you know, Call of Duty, games like that. In fact, more so than those games. You burn out quite quickly because it is very strategic, but at the same time the pacing sort of it's quite stressful. I think that's one way to put it. Come back here. Right, I need to feed on him. Oh, guy's got him, never mind.
Alright, so this seems like a good strategy. Me running in as a big man, and then everyone else sort of picking up the pieces.
Big man.
Big man.
Controls on PC are really nice. They're really easy. Really easy to use. No
yeah, to its credit, this game feels very fluid and like in every way, like it runs at a very easy 60 FPS, and
it does, yeah.
The controls are very familiar. You don't really. It's really easy to pick up and play, which I guess is a good thing for this sort of game.
And for those who didn't know, this was originally going to be a full single-player campaign as well, but they abandoned that idea quite early in development and focus on the multiplayer instead, which in my opinion is a shame because it's one reboot I really would have liked to see is Legacy of Kain or Soul Reaver, or you know, a game that has both of them, two campaigns or something like that. But unfortunately, it was not meant to be.
Yeah, this game hasn't had a very good reception based on pre-release stuff, not on people playing it. Because obviously a big cult following and big backlash at the moment against free-to-play doesn't combine very well.
But to be honest, what I heard from Bill Beecham at the press event, and none of this is NDA, they're right to be suspicious because we did the press event and they didn't tell us what any of the marketplace elements were. We actually had to ask. You know, he was getting ready for us to go and play the game, and I had to put my hand up and say, hey, you know, what are you selling here? Because that's really important in a free-to-play game. There has to be some transparency and some clarity between the developer and the consumer. Because we see that with things like Tribes Ascend and to a lesser extent PlanetSide 2. People make promises and they break them.
Yeah.
And with this, I mean, already he said that you'll be able to buy a crossbow or a bow that does straight up better damage, but there will be a drawback to it. For instance, it will have a slower fire rate or a longer drawback time. And even then, it's the sort of thing where if you're skilled enough to aim more accurately, then that's not much of a drawback. Having a longer draw time for the bow and things like that. If you're more accurate and you're more skilled. So I can see things getting quite unbalanced when they do start rolling out what people pay for, and depending on the popularity of the game, they're going to have to be more aggressive.
It's such a tightrope, this sort of game, though.
Yeah.
Getting a free-to-play system with things that you can buy that affect gameplay.
Yeah, it really is.
Right, we need to find somewhere to hole up, don't we?
We do. Right, now we're the humans. As you can see, we can't jump. We can just roll and...
This is a pretty good place.
Yeah. Now we have to look at the rooftops and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, this part of the game's cool. Like, okay, we've got one member of the team who doesn't know how to play this game.
Yeah, he's running off on his own.
You can't go off alone because you'll just die.
And the problem is, if one guy goes off alone, then you're all kind of screwed.
You kind of need everyone.
Yeah, you need everyone.
Like, this is a terrible place to be now. We've got exits everywhere.
Right.
Yep, that messed us up.
Yeah, that wasn't good at all.
So that guy sort of split from the pack. Really screwed us.
Unfortunately, the game just crashed, which is quite common in the early access, but it's still in alpha, I think. Is this alpha or beta? I'm not sure. It's early access.
Is closed beta.
So as you can see, I'm in the store now. I've got one token. I don't know actually what I have. I have no tokens. No, I do have a token. Do I have a token? I don't know. Let's see what happens if I try and buy this guy. Buy him. Oh, I don't have a class unlock artifact.
Oh no.
Oh, or runestones. I must have done some shop. I know. Yep, I bought some XP boosts when I first started the game.
Oh, okay. Because I got a Deceiver access key.
I don't know if I did or not. But anyway, this is while we're here, this is the store. There are skins. This isn't a game where their main monetization is buying skills only. That is not the case. You can buy runestones, equipment, perks, skins, boosts, classes, bundles, tools. So there's a whole lot of stuff you can buy, and that's 10,000 glowy things, whatever they're called. And let's see how much it costs to buy that. Right, so it's for 20,000 it's £47. For 9,200 it's £23. So we're looking at, well, I mean, it's not terrible prices, I guess, compared to some free-to-play games. Perks are 75 each. I've seen worse.
I think from what I've seen so far, it seems pretty fair how
Yeah,
they're doing it. It's just that it has, with any game like this, it's the potential to quickly turn out, and I don't know, I just can't ever bring myself with free-to-play games like this to put in the long-term investment.
Do you want to
quickly
give me an invite?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons we're so cynical of free-to-play games, is because they do often quickly turn for the worse. It's reactory, you know. Depending on how much money they're making, they have to be more outlandish in what they're selling and more aggressive. And if consumers think that a game is not going to be successful from the get-go, then it's a reason to be skeptical of that game. Because if it's not doing very well, it has to be more aggressive in what it's selling.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's all about perception. I mean, if enough people think it's going to be bad, then as a consequence of that, it's going to be bad, which is kind of unique to the free-to-play market, because obviously not many people are going to play it, and they have to be a little bit strange about what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, we're back in.
Okay, it looks like we've just joined a team where everyone else has rage quit, and we're 14 points down to 0.
That looks good to me.
and we've got a teammate who's raging a bit. So let's try and stick with him.
Someone else
let's
has
stay
just
here.
joined.
Stay here.
Someone else has just joined, so we're back.
Okay.
Alright, here comes a big guy.
I think I saw a man. Yeah, there's a man down here. I mean a vampire.
Is there a man down there?
Oh, there's a big man.
Ah, damn it.
Sorry, we're here now.
Oh, I'm dead. That was unfortunate.
Ooh,
So on the human side, you got the hunter, who has a repeater, the alchemist, who has a hand cannon, and the scout, who has a bow, and they have different abilities. The abilities are more like Smite. I say that not really like Smite, but they're more like Smite than something like War of the Vikings, which is a game that this barely resembles, in that, you know, they have cooldowns and their tactical abilities and offensive abilities, things like that. So I'll go and try and find someone to use the ability on. Show you what they do.
I mean, the most similar game I can think of really is something like, in terms of pure gameplay, is something like Natural Selection, just where it's asymmetrical. One team is based on melee, one team is based on ranged combat.
Yeah, that's true indeed. And instead of selling it for about $14.99 as they did with Natural Selection, they decided to give themselves a fate that was very much left to us, which is a very risky thing to do, because Natural Selection 2 is a very, very successful game. And a very good game.
One of my favourite games.
And I would have paid, you know, the $14.99 or so for this as it stands. Maybe with a few more maps and classes thrown in, you know, everything that they're going to save for release. But would I spend, you know, £20, £30 on packs and things like that? No. It would be...
are we representative of, you know, general consumers, though?
Well, okay, press get a lot of games for free. Let's
stay here.
That's a given. But at the same time, I buy a fair few amount of games. You know, ones I'm not planning on reviewing and things like that, and indie games. So, you know, I'll splash out $14.99 here and there for a game if I think it's really good. But what I will not do is splash out money for things that claim to make my gameplay experience better. But they only make my gameplay experience better in contrast to how much the other players are spending. So if the other players are spending more than me, my opponents, then my gameplay isn't getting that much better by the amount I spend. So for it to be more fun, we have to be spending more than the opposing team. And that means whoever's spending the most is having the more fun. And for me, I just go, well, fuck that. I'm just going to buy a game for $14.99 where everyone's even and have fun. You know, there's plenty of games on the market. There's no need to go through that headache. That's exactly. That's how I think of it anyway.
And saying that, I'm not that opposed to spending stuff in games that are free to play in general.
No, I've spent, you know, we both spent about £25 on Smite, haven't we? Getting the skins.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and that does affect gameplay as well.
Yeah, super happy to do that. Smite's a fantastic game, and they're keeping it simple. Everyone's even. Yep.
And then obviously the old Dota 2.
Yeah, Dota 2 as well.
I mean, obviously that's entirely cosmetics, but spent a fair amount on things like tournament tickets and various packs. Though Valve are master marketers.
They are indeed. Square Enix, not so much.
Yeah. Although... Did you see this thing about the compendium on Dota 2?
No.
Right, there's, you know, the international tournaments?
Yes.
For Dota. Well, International 4 is this year. And to commemorate it, they're bringing out this thing called the Compendium. Well, it's already been released about 2 days ago or 3 days ago. And it costs, I think, £6. And for it, you get a load of... It's almost like a Kickstarter. Like, you get a lot of goals and bonuses and stuff the more people that buy it.
Oh, right,
So, for example, things like skins, and they unlock certain things in the game, like game modes, and you get to vote on certain things. And then also the compendium itself, it gives information on the tournament. It's like a digital book that updates.
Okay.
You can make predictions for the tournament. It's quite nice. Like, and in...
I don't think we're in the same match, by the way, anymore.
Okay, mine's on a loading screen now.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, and then in 24 hours they exceeded the prize winnings for last year.
Right.
And that was over the course of 3 months last year. And I think so far they've raised about 3 million in 3 days. It's like absolutely ridiculous.
Wow.
It's like they've just gone, "What's up, boys?"
So what they've done is they've said, give us some money, and depending on the amount of money we get, we'll give you some cool stuff.
Essentially, yeah.
And people have gone, oh my god, let's all give them money, we'll get something amazing. What are they going to get for £3 million split between all the consumers?
Well, no, I think it's 25% of however much the compendium makes is added to the player prize pool for the international, which starts at 1.6 million anyway, and it's now on about 3 million or so, I think.
Right.
And then, but obviously there's still 75% that goes straight to Valve.
Yeah.
And yeah, you do get a lot of bonuses. I mean, if you play Dota 2, it's a decent deal compared to...
So they've literally just gone, hello guys, could we have some money please? And everyone's gone, yeah, let's do it. Here you go. That's amazing. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good job at that one, Valve.
It's incredible. But then on the other hand, like, people are fine to pay, because you never feel in Dota 2 pressured to spend any money. You just do it.
That's true too. I mean, that's the true... I'm going to exit and go to the main menu and invite me again. Yeah, sure. That's the true community-driven monetization, where people are happy to give you money for nothing. That's when you know you've really done well. It's like a thank you, and that does work in some circumstances. I've joined you, but you're not in my game. Great.
Here we go. Okay, so these guys with little symbols and that next to the name, I'm guessing they're people that have spent lots of money on nice packs and things.
Oh, I would guess so.
Do we have anything like that?
So what do you think about the idea of this having been a single-player game? Would you have liked to see a single-player campaign, given that Square Enix is notably bad at rebooting games? I mean, Hitman, Tomb Raider, Thief, not great.
I think a lot of people liked Tomb Raider, but I didn't particularly. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I never played any of the Legacy of Kain games.
Oh really?
Shoot me now if you want.
They were my they were my like go-to childhood games. I played them on PS1 and they played them on PC and Xbox as well. They were really good, really great universe, good storytelling, good writing.
Yeah,
really
I mean,
cool.
I've been doing a preview of this game, Nosgoth, so I've been reading into them a lot the last few days. And yeah, I do want to revisit them, or visit them, as I've not done it previously. But,
load up Soul Reaver on an emulator on your phone and play it on the toilet.
That's technically illegal, though.
That's your assignment. Not if you own the disc, which I don't, so I can't let it to you, but, you know, whatever.
Okay.
I'm sure the FBI won't...
Technically, giving me the disc would be illegal as well.
Damn it! You can't do anything nowadays. There's no way to legally enjoy Legacy of Kain. Apart from
oh, finally a new map. I was starting to think they only had one map in this beta.
I think we played this map, didn't we?
We did it at the press event, but I haven't seen it while I've been playing generally. Right, I'm going to go as the Deceiver to begin with. Cause a bit of confusion, make their team argue amongst themselves. Been reading a bit of Sun Tzu, Art of War.
Right, that's definitely relatable to this game.
Exactly. Right, I'm disguised as an archer man.
Let's go find the enemy team.
Oh, bad luck, mate. You didn't see that coming. Woohoo!
Right, here they are. Let's get this guy. Ah, just about missed him. Come back here.
It's pretty silly playing as the Deceiver, because I think he's only been out for a few days. Most players don't know he exists.
Yeah, that's true. Although he was unlocked at the press event, wasn't he? Which kind of kind of makes you wonder. They've got a lot of content that we've played at the event that was all fine and polished. I'm wondering why they're trickling out so slowly.
Yeah, I don't know, because there was another class that isn't in this yet as well.
Yeah,
the
Prophet. Yeah.
Oh wait, we might not be allowed to talk about that.
No, the Prophet's on the front page. It's coming soon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the Prophet was an alchemist, I think it was. Oh no, that was the alchemist.
Wait, no, there actually is one called an alchemist.
The alchemist. I can't remember what the Prophet did, but I know it had dual-wielding pistols, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Right, where are these guys? There they are. Yeah, it's strange because this universe has a lore that's really ripe for the picking, and from talking to the developers, they're not going to use any of that lore. They're only going to reference it in exactly what you have here. There's no cutscenes, not really a storyline other than the tournament, which is just a war between the vampires and humans. And that's sort of about it, which is a shame because it's one of these franchises that actually has a really strong lore that could have been exploited in that way.
Yeah.
So it seems almost
I'm
mad.
not really sure what they could have done, to be honest, because well, I guess that raises the question of whether they should have actually made it a free-to-play
Yeah,
shooter.
that's sort of what I'm asking. What that was a bit weird.
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really that familiar with the series, so it's not too much of an issue for me. But
humans are quite good. Right, let's get this guy.
these humans are bad. They haven't got a single kill.
Right, let's take his health up.
Man, the humans are starting to notice me.
The humans heal by using these shrines on the side of walls, rather than obviously feeding. They can't feed from vampire blood.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another reason why humans seem to be a bit more tricky to play as in a pub, because new players especially, they don't know the locations of all these places where humans can get their ammo back and that.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously with a vampire it's just wherever a dead person is.
I'm annoyingly on fire.
Oh, that is annoying.
Hello.
I'm gonna sneak up behind this guy.
Don't kill me! I got exploded. So I mean, essentially what you see here is Nosgoth. That's kind of all there is to it. I mean, it doesn't really have a sense of humour. It's not a funny game. It's a very serious game.
Were the original games funny?
No, but what I mean is, often free-to-play games, they get a bit cartoony, they show a sense of humour, and they try and build a community that way by being a bunch of cool guys. But this is strangely dark for a free-to-play game. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe that's its shtick. Maybe it's the most serious free-to-play game ever released.
Don't know about that.
That's the marketing point.
The most for hardcore gamers. Having said that, it is a pretty hardcore game. I mean, it's not. It's developed by a hardcore team. I mean, Unreal Tournament recently was announced to be a free game as a reboot.
Oh yeah.
But this game is made by Psyonix, who made Unreal Tournament 2004. They're the guys who put vehicles in Unreal Tournament. So it is a veteran dev. A veteran hardcore dev, and you can kind of see elements of that because it's quite, as it stands, it's quite well balanced. I mean, it's very complicated to balance range versus melee, and they've done it quite competently.
Definitely.
It's just a matter of how can you keep that balance with a free-to-play dynamic where obviously there needs to be incentives to spend money. And I'm sure if they had it their way, they would have financed the game under a different model, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say this is actually, I think this is a good game actually.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
It's solid. Like, it's not something I'd want to play on my own ever.
Yeah, it is
It's
like...
it's something I'd beat up
Yeah,
at LAN,
definitely.
although I'd also say it'd probably be more of a filler game than something like Dota. But
I'd play it in the same way that I would play the Assassin's Creed multiplayer element. It's kind of like a fun distraction from the major games.
yeah, I'm sure that's not what they want us to say, but
No, but you know,
sadly
they
the
can give me
case.
as many in-game items as they want. It's not going to sway my opinion. Here's a fancy costume. Can you tell everyone it's amazing? Well, not really. No, it is a good game, but they should have slowed down the pacing substantially and made it more. I mean, it's too. There's too much going on at all times for it to be truly deeply tactical. It's very sort of reactory and very high octane, and that's a shame. Oh, he just exploded. All right, here we go. Where are you?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a game that I'd want to put in the time to master particularly.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how. I'd say the skill ceiling in terms of individual player skill is pretty low compared to, you know, some shooters.
Yeah, definitely, especially given the high fire rate of the crossbows and things like that. A lot of the skills are very spammy as well. Hitboxes are very large, like the hitboxes are massive with any weapon. So you have to worry too much about aiming. And most of the skills are AoE, or if they're not, the hitboxes are very large on them.
But yeah, again, like if I had a team together, I'm sure it'd be fun to go around on this game, pub stomping and that.
Yeah, that would be good. Haha! I didn't see that coming.
Ooh, I recorded a very nice view of you jumping on him.
Thanks. Let's finish her off. Oh, come on! No, I want to get... Ah, she's running away. I want to get her.
Actually, this is pretty similar to Left 4 Dead, really, isn't it?
In what way?
As in the, you know, like where the zombies and that. We're like, especially when you go as these roofy people who jump up. There's lightning outside. That's exciting. More exciting than this game. Not really. Ooh! Quite a thunderstorm.
Wow, there is. Yeah, I mean, you could tell by the fact that we're talking about the weather that Nosgoth, it doesn't really hold your attention for that long, it really doesn't. And I think that's one of the reasons the rounds are so short, but they kind of fucked themselves a bit, because if they'd have made it slower and better paced, then it would have grabbed your attention for longer, and it would have been more intriguing, and the rounds would have been longer, and then everyone would have stayed more, you know, attentive. But it's really quite a spammy game, for all its uniqueness in terms of the dynamic.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, it saved your life. Oh, a valiant attempt to save your life.
Oh,
go away! There we go. So we'll finish up this round and then we'll finish it off. We didn't show you too much of the humans.
Okay.
But
well, maybe that's a good one for another PlayCast.
Yeah,
it's quite a good game for the PlayCast actually, because you don't have to think about it too much.
That's true. If you don't want to see...
a very bad score, so maybe you do.
If you want to see more of Nosgoth, then let us know. But you can buy into the beta if you'd want to do that. Otherwise, it's going to be completely free to play when it eventually releases. But, you know, it's worth getting things cheap while they're on sale because of the early access. But in my opinion, it would have been a much better game if everything was even and everyone started even at the start of every round, given the dynamic. Similar to Natural Selection 2, which works exactly because of that. Everyone's even at the start. So it's definitely a matter of skill.
Absolutely. It's another case of the game's good, but it'd be better if it wasn't free to play.
Yeah, which is a shame because it would also be worth paying for. That's what we're saying here. You know, if this game was $11.99 or, you know, $14.99, I'd say go out and buy it. It's a fun game. But because it's free to play, I'm saying be skeptical because it could change and it has the potential to be quite
try it out.
But yeah, do try it out. There's no reason not to. So that's...
Well, there is at the moment. You do have to pay to be in this.
That's true, yeah.
As far as I'm aware.
So I don't think you should pay for a free-to-play game because that's mental. So that's Nosgoth. Thanks for watching and let us know what you think in the comments. I'll see you later.